everyone, and Happy New Year! I haven't done a YouTube video in a long time, and so I'm doing a fresh new start for the new year. And today, the reason why my makeup is so fancy and my hair is so fancy is I did a ballet video today for I'm playing the ukulele I did In the Garden by Johnny Cash, except it's my voice singing and then me playing the ukulele. And then I went and I did the ballet dance. I've been practicing to it, and then we're gonna put it together as a music video, and I'll have to post that when it's done. But I wanted to talk about the most important thing for the new year, and that is to read the Bible. I've discovered the biggest thing that has made the biggest difference in my life is reading the Bible. And people say, like, I love Jesus, and I love Jesus is a really loaded statement. If somebody loves Jesus, then their life will prove it, because they will have obeyed everything he said, because Jesus says, if you love me, keep my commandments. So if people say they love Jesus, then they keep his commandments, and then if they keep his commandments, then their life is full of blessings. As when you keep his commandments, that's what happens, is your life is full of blessings. And so one of the ways we can love Jesus is by reading the Bible and then doing what it says to do. Is that doing what it says to do? There. And doing what he says to do. And so one of the things the Bible says to do is fast, which is a good thing to do, because fasting is no food, and you can't, Jesus did no food or no water for 40 days in the wilderness, and that's crazy. But a fast is also no food, water but no food, and nothing else but water. And it's a good thing to do, to like put your flesh and tell it where it belongs and say, no, I'm not gonna eat food because I have control over you, and I love Jesus more than I love food. And that's one of the good reasons for doing a fast. And then another good reason is it clears your mind up so you can hear more from God, because you're controlling your flesh. And then it also shows how much you love Jesus, that you say, I'm gonna give up food for you because I love you. And it's funny because, oh, and another thing is when you fast, it makes you thankful, because you're like, wow, I'm really thankful for food. And then The Passion, which is a movie about the crucifixion of Jesus, I watched that on the end of a 24-hour fast I did in December, and it really made me even more thankful to see all he went through for me. And I think I'm so, like, I think it's miserable to be on a fast and have no pain in my body. I'm on the couch in a comfy blanket and nothing is wrong except for that I am hungry. And I'm watching him and I'm like, wow, fasting, that is not a hard thing. Like, I put myself back into place, and it made me even more thankful. It made me thankful for food, and then it made me thankful for everything. And thankfulness makes you happy. Being thankful and grateful is not only for thanking the people around you, but it also makes you happy. And so praying is a really good thing to do, to hear from God. The Bible says, whatsoever things you ask in my name, Jesus said, believe that you've received them and they will be given to you. Or whatsoever things you desire when you pray, believe that you've received them and you shall have them. Whatever things you ask in my name, I will do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. So whatever you ask Jesus in his name, he will do it for you. And so if you want to have a new car this year, if you pray and ask Jesus, he will answer it. You must just ask, believe you receive when you pray, and it will be given to you. In the Bible, there's a verse that says, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all men liberally, without reproach, and he shall have whatever he asks for. But do not doubt, for he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. Let not that man think that he will receive anything from the Lord. So if you have doubt and you don't believe when you ask Jesus for wisdom, then you won't receive anything from the Lord, because you're a wave of the sea driven and tossed by the wind if you doubt. And I've done that before, and haven't gotten what I asked for, but as soon as I stopped doubting and believed, I got what I asked for. And I used to think I wanted to be a professional ballet dancer, which requires 7 days a week of like ballet all the time. And my mom used to try to persuade me, like, that's not all God has for you, is just to be a ballet dancer and not do anything else. And I just was the type of perfectionist who I'm like, it has to be all or nothing, then I don't want to even do ballet. But then I realized I can still be a beautiful ballet dancer, but I don't have to be a professional ballet dancer. And this way I can also do singing, and I can do my ukulele, and I can do other things that I wouldn't have been able to do if I became a professional ballet dancer. And I'm not saying being a professional ballet dancer is bad, but for me it would have been, because it would have taken my whole life, and when there's other talents God wanted me to use. And because I didn't say I have to be a professional ballet dancer, and I stopped being a perfectionist and settled for 2 days a week, now I'm getting to make a music video combining the two of my talents, me singing and playing the ukulele and me dancing to it. And so I just wanted to encourage you that that sometimes I don't have to say I think, because just the way the world is, there's a lot of sad people, and so when the new year comes around, it must be really sad for them and hard sometimes, because they must seem so despondent, like why are they even alive, and here comes another year to just fail again. Well, love never fails, the Bible says, and if you love Jesus, you won't fail, because love never fails. And there's a Bible verse that says, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind has imagined the things that God has prepared for those who love Him. And I got a revelation on that verse, because it says, for those who love Him. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has imagined the things that God has prepared for those who love Him. So if you love Him, you can't even imagine, you've never seen, and you haven't even heard what He has prepared for you. And sometimes it may seem like it's not true, because it's like, is that really true? I don't see anything. Well, that's what the Bible verse says. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has even imagined the thing God has prepared for those who love Him. And if you keep persevering and keep seeking Him, He will bring it to pass. A good example of that is we were at the ballet store, and we wanted to find me a dress to wear for my ballet shoot. And we couldn't find really what we were looking for. All we could find is 2 pretty skirts, and we kind of felt like we were settling for it. And I think while we were there, the thought even ran across my mind, how are we not finding the dress I need if Jesus answers my prayers? Why does it seem like He's not answering right now? And then after we bought it, and we kind of felt like we were settling for it, but we were like, we'll use what we have in our hands. And so we used what we had in our hands, and we bought a long white skirt and a short pink skirt to go through my leotards. Anyways, it ended up looking more beautiful than a dress would have, because it was plain white in a white, well-lit, heavenly studio. And so it was like, wow, God was answering my prayer, but it was just different than I had imagined. I hadn't even imagined it, because and that's a revelation I got too. It's like we think that sometimes I think we think it has to go a certain way. There's a certain way we think it should go, and that's the right way. And then when it doesn't happen that way, we're like, oh, God must not be why isn't He listening this time? Sometimes He listens, sometimes He doesn't. No, that's not what it is. It's that He has something better in store. And that skirt was even better than if I had gotten my perfect way, because my perfect way happened to not be the perfect way. His way was better. Jesus' way was better. And because I wasn't a perfectionist, it turned out for the better, and we took Jesus's way. So my whole point is saying that is sometimes it appears that there's a way that seems right to a man, the Bible says, but the end thereof is the way of death. So sometimes there's a way that seems right, and then when Jesus won't let you go that way, and you're like, this is the right way, why won't he answer my prayer? Why won't he let me go that way? There's a way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof is the way of death. It seems right to you, but you can't see that there's a waterfall at the end that goes down to a bunch of rocks, and only Jesus knows it, but you don't know, and you're like, it seems right, and Jesus won't let you go, and you're like, I don't understand why he's not answering my prayer. And then maybe later on you realize, oh, that was why. And so it's just so important to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. He will. The main thing you have to do is just ask, believe, you receive. When you pray, you must believe, and then you will have whatever you ask for. You just have to trust him. That's one of my goals this year, is to slay perfectionism, because that has been one of my problems, is being a perfectionist, and like everything has to be perfect. I got a revelation that if I stop trying to make everything perfect all the time and trust God to take care of me, then things are going to be more perfect, because he is perfect and he never does anything wrong. So the more I give to Jesus to take care of, the more things are going to go perfect, because he does everything perfectly. But if I try to make everything perfect, I'm taking it into my own hands, and things are going to go a lot more rough and bumpy. So I just encourage you this year, it's so important. If I could only say one thing to this world, if I literally could only say 3 words, those 3 words would be, read the Bible. It's the most important thing I could ever tell anybody. And also trust him, and he will make your path straight. So that's what I wanted to encourage you with for this new year and for the beginning of my YouTube videos again. And before I leave, I'll show you my chickens. It's getting about that time to put them up. Even though it looks pretty well lit, but it really isn't. See the sky? See the chicken? Hi! Hi, that's Tiptoe. Yes. Oh. It's very sweet. Say hello. I'll show you the other ones, but I won't show me putting them away, because it's like a long video. There's Brighty. And then this is Spotless. Spotless truly is spotless. She's super sweet. And then this is Poppins. Poppins, where'd you go? Yep, so that's all my chickens, and I'm about to put them away. But I love you, and I'll see you next time on my YouTube videos. Okay, bye.